Hello everyone, my name is Cherie, and 10 days ago, one of my idols died. Her name was Dame Diana Rigg, and she is best known for her role as Mrs. Emma Pill in the 1960s spy series, The Avengers. Diana Rigg was born in Yorkshire, England, but she spent the first 8 years of her life growing up in India. Hindi was her second language. When she moved back to England, she fell in love with acting and studied theater and performed in many productions with the Royal Shakespeare Company. Diana Rigg's most recent role is in Edgar Wright's upcoming thriller, Last Night in Soho. And I can't wait for this. I love Edgar Wright as a director. He co-wrote the script with Krysty Wilson-Cairns, who co-wrote 1917, so it's going to be a good script, and then add in Diana Rigg. So that will be the last time we see her on the big screen, and I am really looking forward to it. Most people nowadays know her for her role in the Game of Thrones. I haven't seen the series. Please no spoilers in the comments below. I will probably binge it at some point. But that is what most modern-day audiences know Diana Rigg for. In 2006, Diana Rigg appeared as herself in Ricky Gervais's comedy series Extras, and it is the second season, episode number 3, and the name of the show is called Daniel Radcliffe. And this is a very funny episode. The interaction between Diana Rigg and Daniel Radcliffe is just hilarious. So you can find snippets from the show on YouTube, but I really recommend searching out the entire episode. In 1997, Diana Rigg won an Emmy for her portrayal of Mrs. Danvers in a updated adaptation of Rebecca. I remember reading Rebecca when I was a teenager, and I just loved it. I also saw the movie, and so I do want to search this one out because it's a great story, and I would love to see Diana Rigg as Mrs. Danvers. Diana Rigg had another very notable film role in 1969 in On Her Majesty's Secret Service. She was the only Bond girl to actually marry James Bond. So search that out. She's a fun character in that. Of course, you know, she has to die in it because you can't have James Bond married. But it is a, you know, and it's a one-off because it was the only one where George Lazenby portrayed James Bond. And now let's get on to The Avengers. This is the 1960s British spy series. It featured John Steed as the main character, and throughout all the series, he had different partners, and Diana Rigg was, I believe, the third partner he had. She was the best known.
Extraordinary crimes against the people and the state have to be avenged by agents extraordinary. Two such people are John Steed, top professional, and his partner, Emma Peel, talented amateur. Otherwise known as the Avengers.
I mean, Mrs. Emma Pill is iconic. She was a genius. She did like science projects on the side. She was a fighter. She knew judo, and she did fencing, and she was oftentimes throwing guys over her shoulder, you know, in the fights during the show. And she was also a style icon, fashion icon of the 60s. And it was very interesting dichotomy, how they put John Steed, who was kind of the English dandy, you know, he wore the bowler hat and carried the umbrella. He did not carry a gun, and always had a little carnation in his pocket, you know. And Diana Rigg was kind of the opposite. She wore these, you know, form-fitting cat suits and modern 1960s outfits, and she was a fighter, and she did carry a gun, and just the chemistry between the two of them was lovely. I'm going to show you snippets from some of my favorite episodes. I have the entire box set of Emma Peel. It's in storage in LA, but I found some snippets online, and these are the 5 episodes I recommend that you check out. And then after that, I'm sure you'll fall in love with it and you'll want to see the whole series. But here they are. The first one is in the black and white season, and it's called The Danger Makers. And this featured a group of men who were addicted to putting themselves in dangerous positions. Kind of like, the Hurt Locker, where, the guy comes back from war and he just can't stand normality, and so he has to go back to fight more. It's kind of along those lines psychologically. And at one point, Diana Rigg decides to take one of their tests. The next one, also black and white, is called A Touch of Brimstone, and this features a group of libertines who have a nefarious plan. This episode was notable because Diana Rigg co-created this costume with the costume designer, and it was not allowed to be played in America. So the American audience never got to see this one because it was just too risque. The next episode is called The House That Jack Built, and in it, Mrs. Peel inherits a house from a long-lost uncle. When she gets there and goes inside, it traps her. It's kind of like this AI mechanical house, and it's just got one of the weirdest, creepiest sequences.
Steve? Who is it? Who's there? Steve? Steve? Steve?
Now moving on into the color series. I recommend Epic. It is about a demented movie mogul who sees Emma Peel and decides to do a snuff film starring her. It's creepy, but it's campy. It's the Avengers. And my final recommendation is The Joker. This has Emma Peel back at a creepy country house, lured there by a former fling who is enacting revenge. And the interesting thing about this one is it is a remake of an episode from the black and white series when Honor Blackman was Steed's partner. And I remember the first time I saw it, I was watching, I'm like, I know this story. This is so weird. I feel like I've seen this already, but I haven't. But I had already seen like the Honor Blackman episodes, and that's why I knew it.
It's such a pleasure to see you again. Your face was always so perfectly symmetrical. Not an eye out of place. I've thought of you often, you know. And I like to think that just once in a while you have thought of me.
Jedes Mal ich wach, denk ich an dich. Mein Lieb, mein schöner Rot. Ich denk deines Lächelns, Liebling. Mein Lieb, mein zarter schöner Rot.
Thank you for joining me in this video. I hope that these little clips have enticed you to watch some old Avengers TV series episodes. Diana Rigg was just fantastic. She was ahead of her time, and she will be missed.